In the quiet streets of rural Australia, Ned, a writer, starts his journey back to his secluded family home. She accompanied by Tony, his captivating fiancée. When they arrive at the old house, Sally, Ned's sister, warmly welcomes them. Ned proudly introduces Tony, but they agree to let their sick father, Bruce, rest. As Ned steps into the toilet, memories of his past with Kate, his twin sister, flood his mind. However, the dawn's light quickly seeps in, chasing away those shadows, leaving Ned in a grim reality. The next day, Ned takes Tony to meet Bruce, who lies weakly in bed. With a trembling voice, Bruce shows them a photo of a beautiful girl in his room. "That's Kate," he whispers, Ned's twin sister. Ned, still haunted by sadness, rises and leaves the room without saying a word. Sally chases after him, pleading for him to attend to their father. However, Ned remains stubborn, his heart burdened with painful memories. During a family dinner, Tony opens a photo album and asks about Kate. Tony asks, "When will Kate arrive?" Sally falls silent for a moment and explains that Kate is Ned's deceased twin sister. The atmosphere becomes awkward, and Bruce tries to ease the tension with an ill-timed joke. The joke only infuriates Ned further. He stands up from the table and takes Tony to the storeroom, leaving their bewildered and concerned family behind. In that dusty storeroom, Ned opens up to Tony, pouring out she-heart. He shares the tragic past, revealing that Kate, she twin sister, had passed away in a car accident. In that very same storeroom, Ned discovers the lifeless body of his other brother, Cliff, who had taken his own life. That night, Ned woke up from a terrible nightmare and made his way to his father's study. There he stumbled upon Cliff's medal. As his fingers touched it, painful memories of the past flooded his mind. Ned remembered the tragic events that had haunted him for years. He spent the night in the study, pouring his past into a book. The next day, Ned discovered a note from Sally, stating that she would be gone for a few days and asking him to take care of their father. However, Ned disregarded the request and returned to his father's study, driven by an irresistible urge to write. That evening, Tony teased Ned while he was writing in his study. Ned stopped his work and they passionately made love on the desk. However, Tony's loud cry reminded Ned of his ailing father in the next room. "Please be quiet," Ned whispered. "My father can hear you." Disappointment reflected on Tony's face. Their passion faded, and they halted their unfinished lovemaking. The next day, Bruce's medication alarm went off. Ned wasn't at home. As Bruce attempted to turn off the alarm, he lost his balance and fell. Tony happened to pass by and rushed in to help him back to bed. Tony quickly changed Bruce's wet clothes from the drink spill. "Why are you with Ned?" Bruce asked, his curiosity stirred by Tony's beauty and potential as an actress. Tony smiled. "My dream is to become an actress in Hollywood," she said. "Ned supports my dreams." At that moment, Ned returned home and was delighted to see his father and his girlfriend getting along well, feeling a sense of peace that had long been absent in his family. While Ned was taking a shower, embarrassing memories from his past haunted him once again. He recalled a day when he accidentally walked in on Kate while she was showering. Kate angrily chased him out, but later they discussed her desire to stay young and never grow old. Ned fell silent, his mind filled with the images of that bathroom incident. As Kate started crying, and Ned wanted to comfort her, his private area grew larger and became wet. Kate noticed it and hastily left the room. Ned felt extremely embarrassed. He buried his head in the pillow, hoping to bury that memory forever. The scene changes as Ned prepares dinner, only to find Tony reading she writings in the study. Tony is shocked and disgusted by the ejaculation scene depicted by Ned, deeming it lewd for being aroused by his own twin sister. In that moment, Ned explains that it was merely fiction, but Tony believes otherwise. They engage in a heated argument, and Ned loses control of his emotions, delivering a harsh slap to Tony. Consequently, Tony leaves in anger. After having a drink to calm himself down, Ned fell asleep and had a dream. In his dream, he was hiding in the garage after the embarrassing incident in the bathroom. Kate found him and took him out. Ned tried to explain that he wasn't interested in Kate, but she ignored him. Kate preferred to maintain the comfort between them. Right now, Ned wakes up in the middle of the night because of a car sound outside. He quickly goes outside and sees Tony leaving, ending their relationship. Ned gets really angry when he sees Tony leaving. He runs to his father's room and accuses Bruce of contacting someone to take Tony away. In his extreme anger, Ned tried to strangle his father, blaming him for the deaths of Kate and Cliff as well as all the mistakes that ever occurred. Ned was torn between emotions and sadness. He attempted to chase after the car carrying Tony, but in a panicked state and on dark roads he lost control of his vehicle. The car skidded and eventually got stuck on the edge of the lake. Frustrated and desperate, Ned watched Tony drift further away. With weary steps, he decided to walk back home, tracing the quiet streets until he finally arrived at his house in daylight. When Ned tried to give medicine to his father, he was greeted with a weapon in Bruce's hand, and a sense of caution reflected in his eyes. It seems that last night's incident has made Bruce wary of his son. Feeling threatened, Ned explained to his father that he was too emotional and confused because of being drunk last night. The scene shifts to the past, when Ned first got drunk after hanging out with his friends. While Kate appeared busy in the kitchen, Ned, not wanting to spoil the atmosphere at home because of his drunkenness, went to the lake and swam to sober up. However, unbeknownst to him, Kate followed him and also went swimming. There, Kate brought up a recent incident, considering it a normal occurrence when men reach adulthood and display their interest. Suddenly, Kate moved closer to Ned and instructed him to caress her body. Inexperienced and caught up in the moment, Ned's blood boiled as he impulsively kissed Kate. Before they could fully comprehend their actions, they found themselves engaged in a forbidden relationship. Shortly after, Ned apologized for crossing the line, realizing he had gone too far. However, to his surprise, Kate expressed her immense satisfaction and encouraged him to repeat their actions. The memory abruptly halted when Bruce was struck by a seizure. Swiftly, Ned provided first aid. Once the seizure subsided, Bruce inquired about Sally's whereabouts, assuming that Ned would leave as soon as Sally arrived. However, Ned expressed his desire to stay longer in that house. Over time, Ned and his father's relationship grew closer, like a true family. Bruce revealed that after their mother's death, he tried to be a mother figure in the family. However, the more he tried, the more his children distanced themselves. The conversation triggered Ned's past memories. At a party, he and Kate exchanged glances and had a heartfelt conversation. Afterward, Kate tried to invite him to a more private place, perhaps because she was still hooked on what happened at the lake. However, for some reason, Ned rejected her and instead asked a woman named Tamara to join him, kissing her in front of Kate. After having fun with Tamara, Ned went home feeling happy. However, on the way he saw Cliff's car involved in an accident, and Kate was lifeless in the back seat. But Cliff was not in the car and disappeared overnight. It turns out that Cliff was found the next day lifeless in their house's warehouse. Ned feels guilty about his sister's death. He intends to tell Sally, his younger sister, the truth behind the accident that took Kate's life. However, Sally already knows. Sally reveals that Kate and their older brother, Cliff, had an intimate encounter after Ned rejected Kate at a party. It's likely that this incident occurred due to Kate feeling down and Cliff being intoxicated. Perhaps upon realizing their forbidden relationship, both of them felt awkward. That's why Kate was in the back seat when the accident happened. When the accident that claimed Kate's life occurred, Cliff ended his own life due to guilt. At that moment, Ned was overwhelmed with deep guilt. He believed that he could have saved both of his siblings if he hadn't been selfish and rejected Kate. However, Sally has forgiven Ned and all of their siblings. Shortly after, they were shocked by Bruce's sudden death in his sleep. After their father's death, Ned wanted to take Sally to the city with him. He was worried that Sally would be lonely. However, Sally refused because she had found a life she loved in the village, with a community that had become her family. So, Ned returned to the city, deciding to let go of the dark memories of his family and move forward. And that's our movie for today.